Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. I thought I would kick off 2024 with a reading of energy and obstacles for each of the zodiac signs for the year ahead. I just thought it would be something fun to do. So we're going to start over here with Aries. Your primary energy for this coming year comes from the card Allow. It is time to allow things to happen in their own time. It's time to give up that control and let things ebb and flow as they're supposed to. It's time to give yourself permission to go in the direction that you would like to go in and to pursue the things that you have maybe been telling yourself you don't have time to pursue, or maybe it's not right for you to pursue that. It's time to allow some new things to come into your life and to stop doing the same old, same old. Now, your obstacle to that comes from the World card. And since the World is all about endings and usually successful endings in some way, as an obstacle, it is the resistance to that. So there are things coming up for you in the new year that you may not want to come to an end, but maybe they have run their course. Maybe they have reached their end and you know that they've reached their end, and you just have been holding on, thinking that you can bring life back into it, reinvigorate it in some way. But in this coming year, you need to allow it to go. So the charm to go with that is the camera. And the camera represents the past. So maybe you are hanging on to these things because they hold some sort of memory to a past event, to a past emotion, to a past relationship. But the past is not the present. We learn from the past, but we cannot live in the past. So if you find that you are actually living or trying to recreate those past moments, that is something that definitely needs to be let go of in the coming year. So look back on it with fondness, look back on it as a memory, look back on it as a lesson, but let it go. And step into the present so you can allow things to be as they actually are, and not because you're trying to recreate something that was. So Taurus, your primary energy for 2024 is intuition. It's time to listen to that internal guidance system. It's time to pay attention to those nudges. And the more that you follow your intuition over the coming year, the stronger it will become. Now, the obstacle to that comes from the Six of Coins, which is our give and take energy. Getting something for something, giving something of service and doing favors, giving support to others, lending money, borrowing money. It encompasses all those things. But to couple that with intuition is what I feel going to be more about following your gut when it comes to the people in your life. I'm not seeing this from a financial standpoint. The very first thing that stands out to me is that give and take energy that we give to the people in our life. Is there someone that you're giving and giving and giving to with hardly anything in return, or never has time for you, but you continually give energy to them and things like that? There's something that has been bothering you, nudging you. That internal compass is trying to get your attention in regards to that possible situation. So pay attention to where it's guiding you. And your charm to go with this is the skeleton. Now, this skeleton represents to me basically there's nothing left. It's been picked to the bone. There is nothing left here. It's over. So you need to think about how much you're being drained by a person in your life with this give and take energy. And maybe you've known all along, because the skeleton is telling you not only is it exhausting you with that skeleton there, but it's there's nothing left to give in that situation either. For Gemini, your primary energy comes from the card Mystery. You have to be open to whatever may come in 2024. There's going to be a lot of unknown and a lot of uncertainty. And maybe you're one of those people that likes to know the outcomes to every situation. Well, this coming year, that's not going to happen. There's going to be more of a cloud of doubt than of certainty. Your obstacle to that is the Eight of Cups. And maybe there is something that you are considering walking away from, something you've put a lot of sweat and tears into, but you realize that it isn't serving a purpose for you any longer. But as an obstacle, the problem with that is you don't want to let go because you don't know what's going to happen. The uncertainty that surrounds you in regards to that situation is keeping you stuck in that situation, keeping you from moving forward. And what it's going to take is a little bit of a leap of faith on your part in the coming year, that even if you walk away and things may be difficult to walk away from, and you don't have all the answers to it, if you're doing it for your highest good, if you're doing it for something deep inside of you, then it's usually the right reason. And your charm to go with that is wish. What is it that you're wishing for? What is it that you are wanting to create, to bring into your life into the coming year? You may not have all the answers to it. You may not even know how it's going to play out, but you need to think about fulfilling that wish and what you need to walk away from and let go of in order to gain or come closer to achieving that wish. Cancer, your primary energy for 2024 is adventure. It's time to get out of your box. It's time to unlock the door to your cage and let yourself out. You have been doing the same routines and the same things for so long. An adventure may seem really scary to you. And your card as an obstacle is death. So change is not your friend. Maybe you fear change on a regular basis. Maybe you're afraid to go on this adventure because you know it's going to transform you into something that takes you completely out of your comfort zone. And that's a good thing. It's good to step out of our comfort zone every now and then. And this coming year is something that you definitely need to do. Don't let fear of the change, fear of what's coming, stop you. Go on that adventure, do that new thing, meet those new people. And your charm, how about that, is actually a cage. You've got to step out of it. Set the bird free. It's time to move out of that box that you've put yourself in for so long. Our comfort zones are nice and they're a great security blanket and everything, but you don't grow from that area of comfort, and it's time to grow. Leo, your primary energy for the coming year is break free, which is kind of similar to the adventure, but this has an attachment to it where you've known for a while that things weren't working for you. You have had that feeling that you cannot keep going in the direction that you're going in, and you are ready to let go. You're ready to release, to set down those burdens, to the things that you've been carrying on your back from the past for so long that has been dictating your present, that you're ready to set that down and to move away from it. The problem is your obstacle comes from the Eight of Wands. And what I see with these two cards together is you want this change. You want this freedom right now. Right now is how you want it. You don't want to wait for it to happen. You don't want to take it slow, to do one step at a time. You want to go from 0 to 100 with no stops in between. But it's not going to work that way in the coming year. While things will move quickly, they're not going to be instantaneous. And you need to have patience and realize that. It's pulling back one layer at a time. It is like peeling that onion skin almost to get to that inner core. And you need to go through that process of all those layers and breaking free from each one of those layers, and not try to go for the quick fix, because a quick fix isn't actually going to give you the freedom that you're looking for, because it will quickly send you back into old patterns. And your charm is the double heart. And yes, you need to follow your heart, but you need to make sure that you're making the choices that are right for you, because it's a double heart. So the heart is inside of another heart, and you need to make sure that you're making the choices that aren't for another person. How is it affecting you? How is it for your highest good? What is it that your true desires are as far as that breaking free? And that needs to be thought of first. While you may have a partner or someone like that in your life that needs considered also, these changes that you're making need to be made for you and your highest good. Virgo, your primary energy for 2024 is trust. It's time to start believing in yourself. It's time to have confidence in yourself and know that you are capable of making the right choices. Maybe there is someone in your life that's constantly filling your head with those doubts, constantly reminding you of your shortcomings or whatever that situation may be. But what about you? Maybe that voice is your own internal voice. Maybe it isn't even someone on the outside. Maybe it's your own inner self. You need to trust you. Push that ego aside that keeps trying to bring you down and tell you you can't do this, you can't do that. You can do anything that you put your mind to. It's time to trust the process. Yes, maybe you have a plan and you've sketched it all out on paper, and guess what? It doesn't turn out that way. But trust the process of it. Trust that things will come to you at the exact time that they are supposed to come to you. The problem or the conflict or the challenge to that comes from the moon. You are feeling unsure. You are wanting to know all the ins and outs, and you're letting fear stop you in your tracks. Instead, use the intuition, use the moon's energy towards your intuition, and have faith that things are going to work as they're supposed to. So I'm going to pull a charm, and it is the Clover. So luck is on your side. Believe in yourself. That's kind of like what I see the Clover to represent in this, is believing in yourself. There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow if you would just believe in yourself that you are able to obtain that. Libra. The primary energy for you in the coming year comes from the card Detachment. It's time to let go. There are situations in your life that have needed severed for a while. Stop overthinking. Let go of whatever has been weighing on your mind and consuming all your time and energy. Detach from it. It isn't serving you a purpose any longer, but keeping you in a state of stress. The problem with that is your challenge is the Queen of Swords. And what I get with her in a challenge position is what's needed is for you to speak your truth, to be clear about what your intentions are, to be clear, to express what it is that you really desire and what you want, to approach something in a no-nonsense manner, basically, and to say it like it is. But that's difficult for you to do, especially since she is in this challenge position. That is something that is very difficult. And it's time to embrace some of her energy. And your charm is, this is a medical pen. And what I feel is this detachment is going to bring so much healing into your life, to be able to finally express how you've been feeling, to say what you've wanted to say for so long, and detach from a person, place, or thing that has been weighing you down for so long is going to be therapeutic, is going to be healing, and take that burden off of you that you've carried with you for way too many years. Scorpio, this coming year, it's time for you to flourish. It's time for you to grow. It's time for you to expand. It's time for you to let your light be seen. And your obstacle to that is judgment. And maybe you're afraid of what people think of you. And that's why you don't let yourself grow into who you really are. You're worried about those judgments. You're worried about what people think and about what people say. And this is not the year to do that. This is the year to move past that and to grow into a new you. It doesn't matter. Who cares what they say? Who cares what their opinion is? What matters is who you want to become, what you want to be, how you want your life to be. Stop living your life for others. And your charm is the tree. This is the tree of life. But to me, it represents our family. So maybe you don't show family who you really are, or you keep yourself diminished because of being afraid to stand up to a family member or to let them see who it is that you're really becoming. And maybe it's time to move past the old traditions and ideas and the things that have been ingrained in you since childhood, and grow into the traditions and your thoughts and your beliefs into who you are really becoming, and to let their ideals of you go. Because your life is your life, and that is what matters, is what you do that makes you happy. You don't live your life for the approval of others. You live your life for your own joy. and contentment. We are on Sagittarius. The primary energy for you in 2024 is inner power. It is time to call back all those pieces of you. Think of the Strength card. You need to rise up, and you can do it in a way that isn't forceful or aggressive. But call back those pieces of you, those pieces that you've given to everybody that's hurt you, those pieces that you've given away of yourself when you felt that you didn't fulfill an expectation. Call those all back. They all are part of you and belong within you. And your obstacle is the devil, which I think is very fitting for this inner power card. And while the devil is usually about our vices or things that we've attached ourselves to, and what I am seeing with this is your own self-sabotage. And the words that you say to yourself about yourself mean more than the word that other people say about you. So it is time to lift yourself up in whatever way you feel comfortable in doing that. I would use affirmations. I would work on self-love, that sort of thing. But whatever you feel comfortable doing, the self-sabotaging needs to stop. The constant negative talk, the constant putting yourself down of not feeling good enough needs to stop. The only way that can stop is by calling back your power and to stand in the power of who you really are. And to look at yourself in the mirror and actually see and visualize that inner power, that inner worth. That's what needs to be worked on in the coming year, is self-worth. And your charm comes from the spider. And the spider can mean a lot of things, but in this situation for me is, what web of lies have you been telling yourself and about your life? It's time to confront those, because you are worthy. You are worthy, you are strong, you are capable, you are a light and a force to be reckoned with. And you need to admit that to yourself. But this web that you've cocooned around yourself of all these self-doubts and self-loathing or whatever you have been doing, it's time to let that go. Cut those webs away and stand in the power of who you truly are. And next we have Capricorn. Capricorns, it is time to be open this coming year, open to new ideas, open to new opportunities. No more stubbornness, no more, oh, that's not the way I do it. Be open to new things. The same old, same old, same old continues to get you the same results. 2024 needs to have you embracing anything and everything new. The Two of Coins is your obstacle. So maybe you already have a lot on your plate and feel that you can't take on anything new. But I think what needs evaluated here with this challenge card of the Two of Coins is what you're carrying around and what you're juggling and what you're spinning from day to day. How much of it is actually necessary? How much of it is actually part of the routine of your days that needs to be kept? And maybe there's a new way, a more efficient way to handle certain things. And what else I get with this is being open to letting people see who you really are. Letting people know the real you. Because the Two of Coins also, because I saw like these two masks being juggled in the air. And you're so busy trying to be maybe the right thing for each different person is you're losing who maybe you are. Look at this tree bending towards this challenge, trying to fit into that, to make that the norm. Why doesn't the tree bend this way? Be open, be something else, and people will like you for you once they get to see the real you. And your charm is the life preserve, or the life ring. So maybe you felt like you were or have been drowning in the past few years. This be open energy is actually going to be a life ring. It's like a savior. It is going to let you release some of these things that you have been carrying and juggling for so long. It's going to give you the permission to put them down. Do something different. Like I said, something more efficient, something that better serves you in the coming year. Aquarius. Your energy for this coming year is play. When's the last time you really had a good time? Laughed until you cried, had fun, acted like a kid again. I don't care what your age is. When is the last time you scheduled play into your life? With all the tasks and burdens and appointments and stresses of every single day, the most important thing that could be actually put into our schedules is play. Finding that enjoyment in life, finding the fun in making light of a difficult situation. The obstacle to that comes from the Page of Swords, and not being open to these new ideas and new ways of doing things to let some of the fun in. Maybe you shouldn't schedule your day so it's so packed that you can't let any of that play energy into your world. And your charm is the lock. You have had yourself locked up for so long, doing things the right way, being responsible, taking care of maybe others and their needs, that it's time to let yourself out. Find the key, and the key to this lock is play. The key to that lock is excitement, fun, laughter, joy, happiness, and that needs to be a priority in 2024. And finally, we have Pisces. And this coming year is all about celebrating. So maybe there will be some celebrations that you attend, and maybe there's, the standard big celebrations as the holidays. But what about the little things? What about celebrating the small things in life? What about, if you had a rough day, giving yourself a pat on the back that you made it through? What about those little celebrations? That's what I feel this card most represents, is focusing on those little things that we overlook every single day that we should often celebrate, especially about ourselves. So your obstacle to that is the Five of Swords. And the very first thing I get as soon as I see these two things together is someone raining on your parade. They don't want to see you do good, and they sure as heck don't want to hear about your success and your achievements and everything that you've worked so hard for. They don't deserve your time and your energy. Do not let them put a cloud over top of the things that you've accomplished. Do not let them diminish your light. Do not let them make you feel small because of their jealousy and their judgments against your successes. And that's what you need to watch for in this coming year, is to not let people dim your light. And your charm are the sunglasses. And the sunglasses can represent a couple things. And this is like where you might be seeing things through rose-colored glasses, where you're trying to say, well, they weren't trying to, and you're making excuses for the people that are diminishing you or not letting you have your moment of victory or glory. Don't make excuses for their shortcomings. But I also see the sunglasses as the hiding away. Well, I'm just going to put these glasses on and fade into the background. Don't fade into the background this coming year. You need to stand front and center and take your victory lap, celebrate yourself, celebrate every little win that you want to celebrate, and not let anybody tell you you can't do that. Let me know if you felt that it resonates with your sign in some way. I thought this was just a great way to kick off 2024. If you like this content, again, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or subscribe if you'd like to see more from me this coming year. I'm wishing all of you a happy and blessed and abundant new year to come. And until I see you next time, bye.